So let me explain to you a little bit how I see how I can justify my argument that conversation is the core business process. As I said, most conversations start with the questions that matter. How often do we sit in meetings when we know we're not discussing the things that really need to be discussed? Then the real questions are not on the table. And whether it's the know-how, the foresight, or the courage to actually raise your hand, stick your neck out, and say, hey, this is what we need to be discussing with these people around the table. What's the question that matters for discussion? After that, everybody talks about learning organizations. But how do we have learning conversations? How can we make sure that we, potentially as hosts of that conversation, we call them chair people, but they're really hosting a conversation. How can we make sure that real learning is going on and that there's openness among the participants to learning? After that, the challenge is, how do we capture that knowledge? And managing knowledge in organizations is becoming crucial. How do we make sure the right knowledge that's generated in any conversation is captured, stored, and diffused to the people who need it when they need it? It's a huge problem for organizations, because that's ultimately how we turn conversation and knowledge into new products and services. Right? Out of a conversation, the information has to get to the right people who can recognize what can be done with it. And ultimately, it's worth money, whether it's new programs we offer, whether it's new services we offer, whether it's means of cutting costs or improving processes, whatever it happens to be. So this is my justification that it's not our production lines, etc., that's creating value for us. Our employees really are our greatest asset. It's not just something we write in our annual reports or put on our website or put in the HR recruitment blurb. People really are the most important asset. And what is the process? It's the conversation process that that asset uses to generate value. So we should be looking at ways of running project teams, departments, organizations based on what are the conversations we need to have, how do we manage them, capture them, and turn them into products and services. That's our job.